Welcome back to another Tutorial Tuesday. Today we're gonna take a look at Assetto Corsa Competizione. And we've got some beginner tips for you that'll get you around the track a lot faster. We'll talk about the benefits of sticking to one car, how you can improve your practice sessions. We'll dive a little bit into braking technique and we'll round it out by looking at traction control and ABS. And if you don't want to miss any of our future uploads, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, let's jump straight into it. Every car in ACC has its strengths, its weaknesses, and little quirks you gotta get familiar with to extract the most out of the car. If you want to be a competent driver, you gotta know what your car can do, where its limits are, how to handle different corners, and much more, of course. Much of this comes with experience, which is why you gotta stick with one car for a while. Driving the same car for a longer time will help you understand it, and you can better understand what it's asking from you when it starts giving you trouble. After some time you will become familiar with the car's handling, how to tackle dangerous scenarios, how to save yourself from oversteery blunders. This will all become second nature to you, and you won't have to think too much about what you're exactly doing. When you've reached the point where you feel confident in the car and you can blindly trust it, that's when you can start focusing on the real racing. Now your attention can shift from controlling the car to optimizing your racing lines, getting the most out of your braking points and looking for opponents' mistakes and openings in their driving. So stick with one car to improve the most when you're still starting out. In my opinion, effective practice consists of two main ingredients. It has to be engaging and goal-oriented. It has to be engaging so that you're in the moment, aware of what you're doing. You're paying attention to the things that work and the things that don't. If you're mindlessly lapping a circuit, you'll get familiar with that circuit, yes, but you're probably instilling some bad habits at the same time. When you're fully engaged in what you're doing, you get in the zone, that trance-like state where you completely forget about time and the world around you. But how do you achieve this? What works for me is to actively work on small incremental improvements, focusing on one corner at a time until I can drive it in my desired manner. Working on these incremental steps will give you the feeling of overcoming challenges and making progress, which feeds back into being engaged in your practice session. Now Track Titan can help you a ton with practice. After driving only one lap, you can already start to analyze your driving and see how you can improve on it. Take this corner analysis at Watkins Glen for example. We see my lap in orange and I'm braking for this corner, while the faster blue driver is only letting off the gas, which means he's almost a second faster than me. Now that I've seen this, I know that I don't have to brake for this corner and I can study the blue driver's turning point and try to replicate that as well. So I can immediately set the new practice goal of taking this corner without braking, which might gain me almost a second in lap time. And you can try Track Titan for free for a month when you sign up using promo code ACC now. Braking is one of the most important skills to get right in ACC to be a faster driver. This might sound strange to a new sim racer, but learning how to slow down properly is the best way to get faster. That's why it's recommended to approach corners in a slow in, fast out mentality, especially when you're quite new to all of this. When you slow down before you enter a corner, it's easier to turn your car and follow the perfect racing line, resulting in you being able to hit the apex and getting a better corner exit. When you get out of a turn in the right manner, you'll have a higher top speed on the following straight, which is way more valuable than going fast into a corner only to have a lackluster exit. Braking somewhat earlier is almost always more beneficial than braking late. When you're braking too late, you'll experience a lot of understeering corners. Try to brake hard in a straight line and gently let off the brake pedal when you start turning the car. This is called trail braking, and it will help you through almost any corner. Now let's take a look at the difference proper braking can make in this Track Titan analysis. The blue driver is braking properly, while the orange driver still has some things to learn. We can see the difference beautifully in this corner. When we take a look at the braking chart, the orange driver is almost using the brake pedal as a switch, We see the blue driver releasing the brakes gradually, resulting in more grip in the front tires, which is why the blue driver is a lot faster through this corner than the orange driver. The standard ACC setups, even the aggressive ones, have traction control turned on. Traction control combats wheel spin by cutting the power until the wheels find traction again. This means that TC will stop your tires from spinning as fast as they can, but more importantly, it functions as a failsafe to stop you from spinning out. You won't be slowed down by traction control if you use your throttle correctly, and an unexpected spin will slow you down much more than TC ever could. If you think you're spinning out too often, use a little more TC and only use the upper levels of traction control when racing in the rain. ABS or anti-lock brake system stops your brakes from locking up. It reduces your brake pressure automatically when a lockup is imminent. The upside of ABS is that your brakes won't lock up that easily. The downside is that your braking distance will increase a little bit. Real-life drivers race with ABS turned on, so don't just turn it off completely because you want a shorter braking distance. Locking up your tires will cost you a lot more time than ABS ever will. Now let's conclude the video by going over the main takeaways once more. First, get familiar with one car so you can drive it without thinking too much. This way you can focus on learning the tracks and learning how to race properly. Secondly, practicing effectively is key to improving in ACC. Try to keep it engaging, try to have fun, and try to set small goals that you can overcome. Third on the list is braking, a hugely important skill to get right. If you're having trouble with a lot of corners, remember to get in there slowly and try to maximize your exit speed. It doesn't matter that much if you slow down too early when you're just starting out, because you'll get a better feel for the corner and you can start experimenting with later braking once you're more comfortable taking the corner. And finally, traction control and ABS. It's a common myth in sim racing that TC and ABS will slow you down, which is probably true in some other racing games, but not in ACC. Spinning out because your TC is too low or locking up your tires because your ABS is turned off will slow you down much more than these assists will ever slow you down. So don't turn them off, especially not when you're just starting out. And that's all the tips we got for you today. Let us know if you learned something, what you want us to cover in the future, and be sure to check out Track Titan in the description down below. And we hope to see you in the next video.